Well, hey, everybody. It is Arlissa, and I am back for another weekly trade recap. This has been 6 weeks straight of all green of my SPX credit spreads. I wanted to share with you how it's been going, what I've been doing day by day. We got off to a little bit of a slow start this week, but we finished strong, baby. I wanted to make sure I shared with you how things went and what we did. And I'm going to do that right here in this video. So let's get into it. All right, so let's look at Monday, October the 6th. On Monday, October the 6th, the price gapped up for an open at 67.33. It pulled back down to about 67.17, recovered VWAP and went up a bit to about 67.47 and pulled back down. Around 10:45, I entered a trade 67.45, 67.50 call credit spread with the thought that that was as high as it was going to go. Now, I entered that trade based on this gamma chart. Now, I've mentioned this gamma chart a few times in my videos. I wanted to actually show you the chart. This is gamma exposure, and it's one of the things that I use to help guide where I believe price action will go for the day, how price action will move. It's just one of the things, but I've brought it up a few times now. I want to show it to you. On here, the big green candle here is actually at 67.40, and my thought was that it would go up here. This would be the pinning zone or the high zone, the wall, and then it would pull back. It did do exactly what it showed here, but it went a little bit beyond there. Notice it went up as high as 67.48, 67.49, because I got a little nervous, and my trading plan is that when my short leg is breached, I will exit the trade. I did exit this trade for a loss, only for the price to come right on back down and close below my strikes where my trade would have been fine. But I followed my trading plan. I did end up with $95 in profits that day because I had some other trades that were from overnight. I had some 1 DTEs from the previous Friday that I had put on SPX, and those carried the day to cover the losses from the 0 DTE. So Monday there was $95 in profits. Here is Tuesday, October the 7th. I also had another 1 DTE from the previous night. What I was doing then was an iron condor. So I had a call credit spread and a put credit spread that I was doing on SPX as a 1 DTE. And I've been working a 1 DTE strategy for a while, kind of fine tuning that strategy. And it goes well. It was going well. Sometimes it does, sometimes it wasn't. And I've continued to fine tune the strategy. My biggest thing that I've determined was my issue is I wanted to continue to do iron condors when a lot of times SPX is not in a range. It's going in one direction. Sometimes it's heavily going up, sometimes it's heavily going down, and if I catch a day and not far enough away, I end up getting caught on one side or the other. And that's exactly what happened on this particular day. So my iron condors on this particular day, the put credit spread side ended up getting breached because I had 67.15, 67.20 on the put credit spread side. That was a 1 DTE. Those ended up getting breached. My 0 DTE stuff was fine. I had 66.95, 6700, which I traded under here. I entered that trade. I had 67.30 and 35 call credit spread, which I entered in the afternoon. Those trades were all fine. My 0 DTE trades were fine, but I was having to mitigate the 1 DTE trades. So by the time Tuesday was all over said and done, I ended up with negative $35. As usual, my 0 DTE stuff does fine if I just look at just what's happening in the day. My 1 DTE stuff was my negative, and I had to mitigate it. But after that Tuesday, I think I had kind of an epiphany. Ding, ding, ding. The light came on and said, for the 1 DTE stuff, I have got to only do one side. I can't do iron condors. Even though I love iron condors, I want to be able to make my collateral work for me on both sides. It's just not wise. Okay, so I had to finally let it go and said, you cannot do iron condors on SPX overnight because SPX just will not cooperate. So after that, I switched. I wrote a note in my trading journal that said, we can't do iron condors overnight. I have to pick one direction for my strategy to continue to work. So that's what we started doing that night, Tuesday night. That's what we did. One-sided vertical for the 1 DTE, and you'll see that Wednesday everything picks up and starts to run. So let's move to Wednesday. Alrighty, here we are on Wednesday, October the 8th. Actually, I said I had only a one side. It turns out I did still have an iron condor again. I had 67, 60, 65 as a call credit spread, way up yonder, way up here, 67, 65, and 70. And I had 66, 60, and 65, which was in the 66 way down there. And the price on SPX kind of stayed in a zone all day on Wednesday, which worked out really good. That iron condor it expired worthless, which was really great. Now my 0 DTEs that I did for Wednesday was 66.60, 66.65 put credit spread. I think those were ones that expired from the previous day, like I said. And then I had 60, 67, 60, and 65 call credit spread, which expired that time too. I had some XSP call credit spreads that expired, and I had a weekly SPX that expired that day. A lot of expirations happened. Well, the things that I closed up on Wednesday ended up with $1,060 in profits on Wednesday from trades that either were the 1 DTE or the weeklies that had been put on the previous Friday. Closed all those up and got $1,000 on Wednesday. All right. I don't know if you know this, but during the week when I'm trading SPX as my 0 DTEs, I'm also teaching. I'm a professor at the university. So in the midst of my trading, my classes and teaching my math classes, I sneak in my trades in the middle of here and put some on and have to watch my charts and that kind of thing. So sometimes I'm really trying to put on the least amount of trades possible with the highest probability of success, because I don't have the time to sit in front of the computer and watch my screens all day. So I have to make that time really work for me. I just can't sit there all day long, but I'm trying to really get in the best I can, right? So now we get to Thursday. Thursday we've got 67.50. See, the price opens up on Thursday and pulls back the majority of the day, goes back, it stays below VWAP almost all day long. So we had a call credit spread, 67.50, 67.55, basically right in here, 67.15 and 20. So I went underneath here as price was coming down, but we had a good strong support area with this 100 period moving average. So 67.15 and 20. Now, one of the things my community asked me was what gave me the resolve to stay in that trade, because I entered the 67, 15, and 20 kind of early. And as price fell down, they were like, what made you think you could stay there? And I had a couple of things. First of all, we had some tweezers right here. There was also a gap down here that needed to be filled. I've since taken it off my chart. There was a gap down here that needed filling, and price fell down into the gap and started to fill it. They had a good strong moving average down here. We were also into the red zone on the gamma chart. And when we're in the red zone, I know that the dealers really work to bring us back into the flip zone on the gamma chart. So I just really waited. And while I was waiting too, I also put on 6,700, 6,705, which I believed was below the heated area or the hot zone. Put on some more trades there to mitigate. And by the time Thursday was over, oh, by the way, I had done a 1 DTE, which was just a call credit spread because I felt like Thursday was going to be a down day. So by the time Thursday was over, I had $1,220 in profits for Thursday. All right, let's move on to Friday. Now, anybody who was watching Friday could see that was, for all intents and purposes, was a bloodbath. Friday fell out of the opening range. I actually did a tweet about it. Once we broke out of the opening range and broke down, it was called credit spread day all day. And it broke and broke and broke some more. Now, what we did do it, the price gave some indication, like right in here, and I even go to the 30-minute chart. It gave a little bit of indication that we had a failed 2 down, that it was going to try to reverse here. This is a failed 2 down right here at the 1 o'clock range. It was trying to turn around. Then we had a 2 with a little doji saying price was trying to stop right there. And I thought we were, because we were right here at the psychological number of 6,600. Price really tried to recover, but there was a lot of downward force going on at 1 o'clock. So we did put on, actually earlier, we had put on 67, no, 60, 65, not 67 because we weren't there anymore. 65.80, 65.85. But once I saw it touching the 6,600 and acting like it was going to push through, I closed that put credit spread trade for a little bit of a loss, but I was not waiting to see if it made it through. So once it started pushing through here, I was out of that trade, and it just dropped and dropped some more. You know, Friday was a big red day. I think about 200 points SPX lost in the same day. So we did call credit spreads all day Friday. I actually had some call credit spreads that were my 1 DTE, because again, I run that strategy at the end of the day into the next day, and call credit spreads is what I had then. So my proceeds and profits from Friday was $1,275 between my 1 DTEs and my 0 DTEs on Friday. So by the time the week was all over, my profits and proceeds from my trading this week on my credit spreads, SPX, and I even incorporated IWM, they're in my profits a little bit too, was $3,615, not including the amount I would have had to pay for fees. All right, I'm going to talk to you here in a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have covered for you the 5 days, each day of trades. What did I do? When did I enter? What were the profits? I shared with you some information about gamma exposure that I use in my community. Basically, my Options Seller Zone membership is where we trade together every single day. I mentioned to you that I'm a professor, but I also run that community where we trade together. I give trade alerts. We do charting and training on Sunday evenings, and we trade together in a separated off community that is just for those who are in the membership, which I'll put the link into the comments in the description that you can join it if you'd like to do that. Okay. Yeah, we do this every single day. SPX, 0 DTE, 1 DTE. We've incorporated IWM. I wanted to include the S&P and did S&P stocks and also the small cap in there. So now we're starting to incorporate IWM a little bit as we can, working a strategy there as well. And I'd love to have you join us. Love to have you come on over and join our membership. The link will be in the description. All right. Like and subscribe to the video. Come on, join us over here. You can follow me in all the places. I'm Arlissa. I'm educator to trader. All right. Bye.